Hello and welcome to another AFK journey video. My name is Jedediah and today I'll be talking to you about Clashfronts. This is game 2 round 5 from my guild BTGM. As you can see, there's the final totals, but we're going to go through all of this. Let's go ahead and start the replay. Alright, Vanguard skirmishes are starting. Again, nothing new here. We ran across the board. Wherever there's a Vanguard fight, we are winning. Say, Ike, me, Yantron. Multiple Yantrons, I believe. Yep, there's another Yantron. And then you can see that Siege Magic is coming out and we're highly contested on this tile and this tile by the Shire. And then we're contested here, mainly by the Domain. And then there's almost no contention here by the Slayer and Domain here. There's a little bit of a contention by Slayer here, but the only real fights are this bottom tile where 12 wing streak by I just went through, and then the 6 wing streak right here. This tile from me is the two big fights. There's a 7 wing streak from me, 6 from Amdal down there. So those are the two we're going to focus on. So those are the two big fights. Obviously the Shire tried to fight up here, but they just couldn't last. We had way too much power for them there, and they couldn't last here as well. As you can see, this is the only real fight here. I got a 15 win streak, baby. Yes, that's what we like to see. There's some other good streaking down here as well. And we're about halfway there. Now we've got the advantage on them. Momosuke gets a 5 win streak. Say gets a 13 win streak, baby. Right down on the bottom. Very, very strong. And they've won that down there with plenty to spare. And then we've won this one with, you know, decent amount to spare. This one was actually closer, but we had fewer teams there. Anyway, let's take a look at those results after we see. No, we're going to skip the trial chase. Alright, so we're coming through, and let's start on the ones that didn't really have anything going on, right? So we had a 3-way fight with the skirmish. Yantron Shamira team won both easily, and then the fight between Kato and Soro. Kato, it was close. I mean, there's some damage on both sides, some healing on both sides, a lot of damage absorption, but obviously Kato comes through with the win. Let's see. Sinner's Wrath gets a nice, very strong 5 win streak right off the bat with the Bonnie Tassie. And then Wayfarer comes behind him with another 5 win streak, and they take the tile. So Shakir's doing a lot of work with Siren there, and Lily May. And then the trial stages start. So this one wasn't really in contention, not really ever in doubt. Let's take a look at the totals. Yeah, so we only lost 1 team versus 8 and 2, so there's no way we're gonna lose that. So next one, we had 5 teams, we only lost 1. We took out 5, and then as you can see, Nation gets the 2 win. What was he using there? Okay, the Siren group, and then Say wraps it up with Bonnie Tassie. All right, and Iron in there doing most of the work. Alright, so those were pretty easy. Let's do the other ones that were easy. Let's just recap everything. Yantron gets an easy win with the Siren Lily May. Let's see. Nico gets a very, very strong 8 win streak there with this Shamira group. Very, very good showing from him there. Calico Cat gets a respectable 3 win streak. Shanks comes in and does a 7 win streak to wrap it up, and who knows, he might have gotten 8, 9, maybe even 10 the way he was going, but he only gets the 7 because they ran out of teams. So let's go to the next tile. Cataracts only needs a 2 win streak to close it out with Shamira. That one's done, easily handled. This one, another no skirmish. John takes 1 win versus it's all over, never in doubt. And let's go down here. I had 1 team here. Ike was our Vanguard. And look at this. I mean, they didn't even get a chance. There's just no way. Ike just blew them up. I would watch that, but it's just nothing to see. Mario literally just blows them up. And then he goes on to streak for a solid 12 win streak. So not only does he dominate the skirmish, he goes in with a 12 win streak to open up the tile battles, right? So let's take a quick look at the Taline here on that 12 win streak. This is the last win of his 12 wins. Turn up the speed. You see everybody's dying. Across the board AoE with the seismic going off. And then it's just a lot of damage from Bonnie and Taline coming out, I would imagine. We can take a look at those numbers again. And it's just total domination, but then he loses, so Yeah. Well, it's Igor doing most of the damage. I would have thought Bonnie would have kicked in a little more, but oh well. Right back to here, melee. And let's see who he ends up losing to. Okay. So he comes through with the Tassie Ravion. Yeah. Just a strong Wilder team. Took him out. I mean, he only had 16 stamina left. He was running on fumes at that point. Yamato gets a 3-win streak with the Bonnie Tassie. Amdom gets a very strong 6-win streak. Yep. He's been doing really well this entire Clashfronts. Yamato, another very strong 7-win streak there with the Marseille. And you always know Marseille's good for like 3 or 4 wins, typically. And then Say comes in with a 13-win streak, right? And he's almost out of gas at that point when the Cryo comes in and wins that one. Let's take a quick look at that one. Nice, strong 13-win streak from Cryo. See, Cryo should get to go off this time, too. She doesn't get blocked. She comes out of the box, ults, and she does get blocked. I was wrong. But she did end up doing the majority of the damage, so maybe she does go off eventually. And Lily Mae is really doing her best to kill her, but she gets it off right before she dies there. You can see how low her health is there. And then she freezes everybody. But so she gets one off, you're in trouble. Cryo is always dangerous. Alright. There's the end of that streak. And then Ike comes in. I mean, Say ends up losing. You know, he doesn't have much health left. So the Bonnie Tassie is going to take him out for sure, right? Because he only had the 5 stamina left. And then Ike wipes up the last team with his Bonnie Tassie. And it's all over there. So this one was never really in doubt, per se. But you can see we had 20 teams. We only lost 6 of them, and we took out 43 teams. So overall, the team is doing really, really well against strong guilds. Even a guild like the Shire, who is competitive, is getting taken out by our infantry and vanguards pretty easily. Now here's where the real fight was, and this is where I got so sick of them winning this tile. I was like, okay, I'm putting 3 of my teams here, and then hopefully I get enough support with me to take them down. And that's what happened. I was like, tired of the domain taking this tile over and over again. We're gonna put an end to that, right? I was taking it personal at that point, right? So we have 6 teams to spare, so that means we use what, 7 teams? We took us 7 teams to take out 49 of Domain's teams, right? They deployed some siege magic. I think we did too. Is that ours? Bastion activated, discarded. Okay, so nothing really happened there. All right, so we ended up with Domain having 4,900. Why is it not showing our stamina? Oh well. We started off. Nami gets us started with 2 wins. You know, 2-win streak is better than, you know, not getting a streak at all. So that Marcel gets us 2, which I would have thought it would have done more. But that Marcel's probably, yeah, it's a low Paragon level. But as you can see, it's still good for 2 wins, right? Streaking against teams that are stronger. Well, that one wasn't. Wayfarer wasn't stronger, but Larian was a stronger team, and we got the win. And then she gets beat by another strong team, Muma. So Nami gets us started off on the right foot. Wayfarer gets us a little further down the right foot path there, right path, and with the Saida group. Loses after 2. Then Nami comes in, so okay, 2 wasn't enough. I want to get a 5-win streak. And Nami looks real good with Shamira with a nice, strong 5-win streak. And now at this point, we've got a nice, solid lead, so I can come in and take the reins from Nami, get the 6-win streak with my Marcel. It's worth taking a look since mine's a little more unorthodox. We'll see what happens with mine, see how deep I go, whether it was just pretty much all Marcel. As you can see, a lot of that damage is coming out from Marcel than Athalia. Marcel's dead at this point, so we're going to have to wipe him up with the Athalia and Seda. So here's still alive, but now it's the Seda time, right? So they've still got everybody alive. I mean, they're low health, but they're still alive. Seda comes out, gets a nice little drink there off Theodore. And Athalia is really putting on the damage now, and everybody is dead except for Diamond, and then ult gone, right? So maybe it was more like an Athalia show. Yeah, oh yeah, it was 100% an Athalia show. It was going to eventually be a Seda show, but they couldn't last long enough. Alright, and I would have thought that group would have streaked a little harder than 6, but hey, I'll take what I can get. It's more for breaking streaks than it is for streaking as far as that group is concerned. Alright, then my next group comes in with a 7-win streak, so I go a little bit better with my Gala group, so we'll take a quick look at that one. Got all my melee over there. Gala's all alone back here doing her thing. She's about to ult. There she goes. Not a whole lot of damage coming out. So we're low. We've already lost to Trana and Zandrot. Suddenly resulting. There we go. Now we're putting out some damage. There it goes. We got one. We got Siren. There goes another one. And another one. Two more. And then they're all dead right there. Once Gala starts chaining those ults, that's when it really gets to ramp up. And you can see the damage. Alright. Back to melee. There's 7. Alright. And then Ro streaks for them. So they got tired of us streaking on them. So Ro said, okay, I'm going to break your streaks. And I'm going to get 2 win of my own. And he's running a Gala group. Cool. The Momosuke takes him out. And then it comes back to me again. And then this is where I really go off. Alright. So all the way down to 15. This is my Kulu group, and Siren is doing most of the work here, right? I think across the board. Let's take a look at an earlier lane and see. It's usually Siren's putting in the work, right? But if for whatever reason you silence him, I got Zany and I got Kulu backing him up. So let's take a quick look at that one. It's gonna be mostly just Siren ulting, doing a lot of damage, but you're gonna see my towers are taking off a lot of damage off the front end. And Kulu has got them all rigged with bombs so that when they explode, or when they die, they explode on each other. Boom, boom, boom. They're all grouped up. So, and that's one of the best pairings in the game as far as Kulu is concerned, pairing her with Siren, because everybody gets grouped up, and then all her bombs can explode in the same area. So, I think in her original release trailer, that's where they were like, hey, pair her with Siren. And it makes sense, because once everybody's grouped up, all those bombs hit the same people. There's a ton of splash damage. But, you know, most of this damage is coming out is from Siren. You can see my towers are putting in work there. Nice little laser beam. Plus I have seismic on it, so getting some help from the seismic charm as well. Alright, that wasn't enough. I am done at this point. So now it's like, okay, I've done all I can do, guys. It's up to y'all at this point. And boy, did they come through. You know, I've got my 15. Momosuke comes up and says, alright, I got the reins now. Gets a 5 win with the Bonitassi. And then Seraphim wipes it up. Cleanup duty for Seraphim with the Shakir Hakar group. Let's take a quick look at that one. So very, very strong support. I threw my 3 Dooms on there because I really wanted to take them out, and there's no way I could have done it by myself. So got a lot of good support from the rest of my teammates there, and we got every single tile in the match because I was getting tired of the domain controlling that tile. Great match there. It's funny, Thedor's stuck back there because the seismic, I guess, was keeping him rooted, right? I'm not sure what was going on. I wasn't paying attention. I was talking. But yeah, it was a good match overall. And let's take a quick look at everything as far as the overall stats. I mean, massive 5,000 point win over Domain in the Shire, and Slayer came in last. Let's take a look at rankings. See, we're number 1 on the Legend Guild. Alright, so round 1. We had Yantron, Ike, we had a good top 3, top 4, top 5 in the first 2 rounds, right? We had me, Momosuke, Yantron, Nami, and then we start to dominate where we controlled the top 9 of the round 3, and then round 4, same type of thing. We control the top 8, but then we get 2. After the 9th one, we get 3 more with Boss, May, and Cardinal, so we're dominating the top 12, 13. And then the 5th round, I'm the lead contributor, Ike, Yantron, Seraphim, Yamato, Nico, Nami, Shanks, Wayfarer, Amdal, Momosuke, Sinner's Wrath, before we get to anybody else, which Kato and Ro, but then we get more of our guys, Mashin, Azarak, Calico Cat, you know, and then Immortals at the 20th slot after another one of their guys, Cataracts, man, we're just dominating the top 20 slots, and we have the top 13 slots. I mean, it's pretty much over at that point, and they kind of know it is. But yeah, we dominated that game pretty well. So let's do that again on the next one, right? Let's see overall, everybody. every member on game 2. Why is it not showing me number 1? Say's number 1, but it won't let me scroll up. It's weird. Okay. Maybe because I have members. Let's do all. That's what it is. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. I mean, you can see overall contributor for game 2 is Say, me, then Larian, Alleyway Jack, then Yantron, so forth and so on. Top 10 round out there. So you can see other people are getting involved as far as the overall individual rankings. But individual contribution is what I like to look at, because then you get some good numbers. And for whatever reason, I did the best this game. I have not been doing that in the games prior. I think, let's see, game 1, overall contribution. Was that? That was just the last round, wasn't it? Yeah, that's just the last round. I guess the overall is the individual rankings, right? So Say outranked me in game 1. He definitely outranked me. I was all the way down at 10 on game 1. But I improved for game 2. Individual rankings, yeah. But that's a round too, isn't it? Yeah, that's just a round. That's the individual round 2, game 2. I want to see overall period, but I guess they're not going to let us do that. Individual rankings for the entire game. That's what I would like to see, not just the round. Maybe that is overall when you get to that round. 1600. Nope, that's everything. Oh well, doesn't matter. I am probably nitpicking as far as looking at individual rankings, but yeah, it's an overall team effort in Clashfronts anyway, so it doesn't matter if Say or me or I get all the points. It's a matter of we couldn't do any of that if we didn't have a strong inventory backing us up. So, alright, we're going into game 3, guys. See you on the next game, and good luck to everybody out there and all your Clashfronts.